Hey, Tacoma Comics here. And if you saw me on Not Near Mint Friday nights at 6 o'clock, 9 p.m., depending which coast you're on, you heard me talk about how there was nothing new at half price and comic book shops are closing and I'm avoiding other comic book shops and like my sphere of purchasing area is getting smaller and smaller this summer, and I was getting kind of bummed because the wife's away, so it's a good time to go comic book hunting. But I actually found some cool stuff at half price today. So, you want to see what I found? Hang out right after this. All right. Nothing earth shattering, but the fact that I found anything at half price books today, I thought was pretty good. Now, funny story, ready to leave in my car, text my mom something. Next thing I know, she's calling me. She thinks she left like $400 in her Medicaid card in an envelope here. Long story short, she didn't. That put me back like 10, 15 minutes. I get to half price books, and Brian Crack Toast is there already, and he's taking some of the good stuff. So no worries. He and I are friendly competition. He's a great guy. Shout out to him. Just find it kind of funny that like if my mom hadn't called, I might have gotten the recalled edition of Wolverine 131 before he did. Anyway, let's see what I did find. This is pretty cool. This little DC Pride through the years. It kind of talks about the history of Pride through DC. Starts out with a little editorial, of course, making the comment that, we've always fought, or superheroes have always fought for the helpless and the oppressed, champion of the helpless and oppressed. And we've had LGBTQIA plus characters for a long, long time. We just had to code them so that we didn't get in trouble with the Comic Code Authority, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'll be interested to read like the stories that are in there. Different creators on this. Flash 53. Oh wow, William Messner Loebs, Detective Comics 854, Greg Rucka, Supergirl 19 by Steve Orlando and Vita Ayala, and Alan Scott, written by Tim Sheridan. Whole bunch of artists and colorists and letterers on those, but I guess they're just sharing 4 stories that, for whatever reason, have a connection to Pride. So, like I said, be pretty excited to read that. Looks like fun. What else did I find? Well, for $5, I found this. Kind of cool. Didn't know anything about it. At $5. Apparently, this is the 1 per store variant. I don't know a lot about Hyde Street, but I liked that gold foil. I like the Mr. X-Ray. I like the X-Ray eyes. I like the skeleton kind of looks a little bit like Blackest Night. I just thought altogether that all was very cool. Rob, I just looked down wondering, is anybody actually here? And there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Worst without his glasses.
How you doing, Rob? Was just doing some work for can't complain. Let me make sure that my audio is okay, because every time I enter these damn things, it's always down. Okay, we're all good. So, hi, Ian. It looks like you got some good books.
Yeah. So I was just showing the DC Pride, which I was pretty excited about. Little history of Pride, and then I don't know much about this, but it looks like the cover of Blackest Night, the first Blackest Night issue. It's called Hyde Street. Came out in like 2024 or late 2023. This is the 1 per store variant. If you find this yellow lettering up here, it's a 1 in 100 apparently, but I should be so lucky. Grabbed this. Was popular a while ago. The first meeting of Gwen, Spider-Woman, and Silk all like together in one book. The J. Scott Campbell variant of that was also pretty well sought after. I've got about 4 issues left in this run now. New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. Here, I'll bring you back later. Let me how do I go? Oh no, then there's no you. There you go. Or not. Nope, that's sharing screen. I want one person and a small person.
There you
Hey,
go.
I'm so all right. So wraparound cover, New Avengers 50, Brian Michael Bendis, and Mike Deodato Jr. Nope, not Tan, not Deodato Jr. I guess they switched it out. Billy Tan, Matt Running, Justin Ponsor. All right, rest in peace. And cover art by Tan as well. So pretty cool. I got about 4 issues left to go on that. Oh, I know people like their Scotty Young, so I grabbed little A versus X, little Marvel, giant size A versus X. So all Scotty Young, $2 a piece. Can't go wrong. Can't complain because people like Scotty Young. Grab this for our friend Miracle Man because it looked like something up his alley. Granny Apocalyptica Infection, or does that say injection? No, it says infection. This is the April 2014 special edition. I don't know what makes this one special. I don't know what company puts this out. At first, I thought it was a slave labor graphics, but then I think that was just in my brain from Friday night. So yeah, I still don't see like a company listed on here. Maybe it's like a self-published comic. I don't know. There's literally no indica on any page. Uh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Story by Michael Dean, Matthew Keller, Brandon Hurd. Sketch by the same people. Inking and color. Yeah, nothing about this at all anywhere that indicates anything that we could possibly care about or want to know. Just one of those funny things. I picked up a few of these because I'm trying to collect the Worlds Collide crossovers.
And that last one's not even in CLZ, right?
Probably not. Granny, there's no barcode to scan, so if I had CLZ, I wouldn't be able to find it anyway. But it's there. And then the rest of these books were $1 each, and they're not that special. But each of them on the inside has one of these. So the books I just showed you are all books that I'm going to be keeping, and the rest of these books I'm going to be selling because people like them. Mark Jewelers got some Avengers West Coast, Avengers West Coast, Avengers West Coast, not to be confused with West Coast Avengers, which is what the title was originally called for like the first 50 issues or so. Conan the Barbarian. Unfortunately, they did not have the Todd McFarlane Conans, even though they have it's like the same time period. This one's a little kerfunkled. But most of these are, 7.5s. Nothing great, but I love to find Mark Jewelers. And my friend Brian, either he didn't care or he didn't realize there are lots of other Mark Jewelers, but he picked up the Jim Lee cover of Conan, which in a Mark Jewelers. So that's pretty awesome. This one, what color is this one? Oh, another green one. I thought I had a cardboard one for a moment. I do not. I'll tell you what I haven't found in a long time is I have not found any DCU logo books. Um, I'm on the lookout for them for you all the time. I still have like 2 or 3 over there to send you, but I have not found any in a long while. This is cool. 2 copies of the same issue with different color Mark Jeweler. Gotta love it. Then I found this one, but unfortunately, I already have it. I'm trying to collect the entire Marvel Epic Elf Quest run in Mark Jeweler only, and I'd say I have about half of them.
I found one.
Oh yeah, one DCU logo.
Somehow, one over the weekend I found.
Okay, nice.
That never happens down here.
I see a lot in the top right corner. Oh, and the last 3 of these were Marvel Tales, which is kind of cool. Hey, it's early New Mutants there. That's pretty awesome, actually. Oh, and Cloak and Dagger, all of whom are amazing friends of Spider-Man, apparently. And the last one is another Reign of Terror. I think they've used that title like 3 or 4 times with Reign, the she-wolf, or whatever she was. Wow, so many of these are Green Mark Jewelers. So yeah, like I said, I haven't found many DCU logos. I see often the what is it on the top right? It says DC Universe Special, but they don't actually have the DCU logo on them. So cool. You got anything to show besides that one book there?
Do you see all that back there?
Is that all
That's
new
all.
today?
Not today, but within the last week or so, because I've been trying to finish off my various. Okay, so I guess if I have the screen, I might as well grab the box, right? Okay.
Might as well. I'm going to be here, so I should be outside building a fence, but I can't because the assholes have started their fireworks already, and my son's out, so I have to be here with the dogs. So I got nothing else to do, is what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm happy to let you show some books while I peel stickers.
Well, as you peel stickers, send a text to Lady and go, "Hey, where is you?"
Yeah. Well,
okay, so I'll start with the Marvel.
These were put on yesterday, so they're coming off pretty clean. No solvent needed. Starting with the Marvel. Oh, they had the whole DC versus Marvel universe in newsstand, the 4-issue run. I almost got it for $5 a piece, but I'm like, nah.
That'd probably be worth it.
Maybe.
All right. So funny enough, let's see if I can move this mic a little closer. Okay. So funny enough, a long time ago, I started with basically issue 30 of Amazing Spider-Man with John Straczynski. And I just never got from 29 and before. Now I have almost every issue of Amazing Spider-Man, minus a few under issue 100. But for some reason, between issues 1 through 27 and then 30 forward, I just never found the 28, 29. Well, I found them this weekend.
Oh, sweet.
So now I have the entirety of volume 2 on forward up till today, no breaks. This is first War Hulk.
What issue did the original run end at before they, like, I know that they started legacy numbering now, but or at some point, but
I think it was 444 or 446.
Okay.
It was around that issue because in the final issue of every single one of them, Spectacular Web, Amazing, they introduced like the Stingers. So you had all these new costumes with Spider-Man that they wound up using in that brand new show. The one where we have Harry Osborn as Black. Yeah, that one. They show all the suits as a test, and they all came from those last issues.
Just want to give a shout out to Mr. Collector 123. He's watching. I appreciate that. He might be the only one in here, but Rob's showing off run filler.
For some reason, I just have not gotten a message saying that you were live, so I got to kind of rectify it somehow.
I don't do live.
This was first Friday, I guess.
YouTube would rather my channel just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I have your notifications on. I have it for everybody that's on the show. So for some reason, I'm just not getting shit. Thanks, YouTube. It's past the 14 minutes. I think we're good. So this is Friday. It's an AI that Tony Stark uses for Iron Man and first time used here. It was supposed to be used in Ironheart, and I still haven't watched it yet because I'm waiting for the final 3 episodes to drop on Tuesday.
Yeah. Are they 6 out or 3 out, or is it only 6 episodes?
It's 6 episodes altogether. Not that I have 6 fingers, but they dropped 3 if you're German, dropped 3 episodes on this week and then 3 episodes this coming week. Okay. First appearance of Vendetta. Second appearance of Vendetta, female Punisher. There we have first appearance of Lynn Michaels. This is, she will become a future Punisher, female Punisher, like that. Equal odds, right? So she
Yeah.
starts as a cop, then she gets disillusioned by the force. Nothing gets done when I'm an actual cop. So what do? I put on the uniform of the Punisher and go out myself thinking I can do it. And it sort of works at first. Issue 73 is when she really comes back full force and starts working with the Punisher. And eventually see it's the changing of the guard, because by issue 75, she's a full-born Punisher.
Oh, nice. So, it's interesting. I just started reading last night. They're doing a new giant size X-Men series.
Yep.
And it's basically Miss Marvel going back in time to like the time of giant size X-Men #1. And then I think floating through like the history of the X-Men, do some sort of time travel stuff. And it's really funny because they're keeping the dialogue between the characters very 1975, 1976, except for Miss Marvel. So it's kind of cute the way they did it. I was getting a kick out of that.
I forgot about this, but it's okay. I wouldn't have won this anyway. But holy shit, look at how much this went for.
Is that the Thor Journey into Mystery?
Journey into Mystery number 85 went for $774.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but it should have been going for at least like $1,200, but not no mo. And here she gives up being Punisher. And that's the final issue of Punisher War Journal, because Chuck Dixon couldn't keep the book. Sorry, Chuck. All right, here's where you have the demon version of Hobgoblin makes a cameo here.
You're going to say the demon version of Punisher.
That'd be cool. But not really, because it didn't work out so well with Michael Golden on that. This is Tamara Brown. She winds up getting used later on in Iron Cat, because Tamara Brown steals the uniform that Iron Cat, which was Black Cat, was using. And then, nope, now I'm Iron Cat, because she was a bitch to me. So now I'm going to be a bit bitch back. That was the first appearance of Shroud.
Oh, nice.
Here we have where Mackendale, or Mackenzie Dale, whatever it is, he finally becomes the full-on demonic Hobgoblin, Demo Goblin. Been looking for this for a while. It's one of the last issues I needed of Wolverine. I ordered a lot of these off eBay, and it was only a few bucks for most of them.
Do you have that entire run, or
about 1 through 51 right now, and then 300 forward until today? And I wasn't trying to get every issue because most of them are not great.
Right. No, they got a bunch like 130 through 160 minus the super keys, and if you wanted them, but I left them. I'm like, I've got 1 to 110. That's enough for me.
Yeah, this weekend I just spent just under 300 on a good chunk of the Usagi Ojimbo from the Dark Horse.
Oh, nice. I've probably got about, I've got Fantagraphics finished. I've got about, I'm up to date on IDW. I've probably got either about 20 to 30 Dark Horse issues, maybe less. I haven't looked in a while, and I need like 3 Mirage issues. Getting really excited to finish up the Mirage run.
Mirage run, I just paid $90 for all of it.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's from Jared, the guy that was on our show.
Okay. I mean, if
this
you
is all
do that one at a time,
it'll be forever.
It'll cost more than $90 probably. I know for a fact.
Oh yeah, and the first issue's remarked with a signature on the first page.
Nice.
So I'm like, yes, please. He's like, I know you have the first issue. Go to look at my CLZ. Nope. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Most of this is Lobo stuff, and the other part of it is also Lobo stuff. So here we go. We have the first time that Lobo meets up with Superman, and guess who's the one person Superman can't defeat?
Lobo.
Lobo! Here we have the first appearance of Red Devil, finally becomes a full Red Devil during the Jeff Johns era of Teen Titans. Here's the first cameo appearance of John Constantine. And yes, he starts out in Swamp Thing, but here this is a sampler. So, of course, they have samples of all these different books, and it has a sample of the issue that has just a little teeny tiny face of John Constantine.
That looks like Fred Hembeck on the front when they like.
It is.
Oh, is it? I thought he was Marvel.
Well, he was Marvel, but he also did DC every now and then. He did like cartoons in the back of a lot of them.
That's crazy that I recognize that.
Oh, he's very recognizable.
Cartoonized version of Fred Hembeck.
Here we have the first appearance of Hitman, a creation by Garth Ennis and John McCrae. Great series. There's that DC Universe title, the one that I got at Phil's Comic Shop in Broward County. The only one he had. This is just Guy Gardner, number 8, or 8. Yes, 8.
This is all Lobo stuff, and there's a movie coming out.
Yep, so might as well. All these came from a one collector that had just a big bundle set for $40 of nothing but Lobos. So I went, yes, please. I already had this, so I gave the others to my friend Rufo. So this issue 18 is when Lobo starts to take on the design that he's more accustomed to being known as, with the leather jacket and everything. And it goes on to issue 19. It's just flows on through. And then here we go with Legion, because they had to put Lobo somewhere. So he starts off by joining the team in issue 4. And issue 5, there he goes on a cover looking a lot closer to how he should. And throughout this run, he starts becoming more like the one that they used in that Lobo first issue by Geffen and I'm forgetting. There you go, De Mateus. I was about to say Mattis. I'm like, no, that's not. Dan Brereton art. And here he looks absolutely like the character as we know him today. And here he is, another one with Brereton where he's fighting Shazam.
Shazam!
Shazam!
I don't think I ever saw the sequel to the movie. The first one was really good.
First one I liked. The second one, it was nothing to write home about. It was so bizarre. It's like all the character development from the first movie was thrown out the window, and let's have the kid grow up all over again. All right, so that was the first half of DC. Here's the second half. And there's still more coming this week.
Nice.
Like there's Demon, where during that series, that's where you had Lobo throughout issues, I think 10 through 20, or at least 10 through 15, and then sporadically throughout the rest. So here in issue 2 of Omega Men, at the very final couple pages, you have a little preview image of that book. I didn't get this book over the weekend. I've had this one for like 30 years. But this one here, I just got. This one has at the back just a teeny tiny, it looks like about as big as my thumb, just a tiny image of that issue. So I had to get it for $3. That is the first appearance of Lobo, of course. I've had this forever. Not a new pickup. Issue 5 is the issue where Lobo's named, because in issue 3, he's just some asshole. In here, he's called Lobo. Terror of the Sky.
Just an asshole after he gets a name.
Yeah, that doesn't really change much with his personality. Here in issue 20, you get a partial origin of Lobo, how his whole planet was just decimated, and he pretty much contributed to it. They all become sterile. Way to go, Lobo.
If you can't beat decimation, join the decimation.
Yeah, make sure no one can possibly ever have kids again. Brilliant, actually. I'm sure Bill Gates would love that. Here in issue 37 of Omega Men, you get the first time that Lobo has a solo story as a backup. This is why this one usually costs a bit more. I got this for $3 from the same guy. Here we have Lobo in Rebels number 20. This is a bit more of a harder to find issue because nobody was buying Rebels, and this was the period of time that, they were about to reboot the whole universe of DC. This is issue 21. And I'll jump to the very end, the final issue of Rebels. Lobo. Now this
on it.
This one also has Lobo on it, which is why it was part of the pack. But when I went to go put it into CLZ, there was something else about this book that I wasn't aware of, or rather that I forgot about. This is the first time that Jeff Johns does writing for DC, his first published work. It's also the first cameo appearance of Stars and Stripe, Stargirl. They made a TV show of her on the CW, which is no longer in existence.
Well, that was perfect because I just finished getting all these stickers off.
Last couple, Lobo versus Superman, because Superman can't beat Lobo. And here we have the first issue of Superman, which not the greatest first issue cover. Sorry, John Byrne. Here's an Alex Ross Superman Adventures that I also picked up, and this one looks a lot more like a first issue cover by comparison. You let me know in the comments. After Superman Alex Ross, we got the last two, and it's a double.
Alex Ross because it doesn't look like other, Alex Ross covers.
Yeah, it looked a lot more like the old Fleischer cartoon, not painted as he usually does, and it's perfect. It's in that Paul Dini sort of style for the cartoon. And here we just have a Lobo appearance in Wonder Woman. I have one as standard direct and one newsstand. And that's everything thus far. More books are coming this week. Stay tuned to Not Near Mint. Stay tuned to Tacoma Comics. Back to you.
Well, let me just, what am I going to do here? There we go. So these were the Mark Jewelers, in case anybody was wondering. Did I already show these? Well, now they're stickerless and in numerical order. And you'll notice that there's doubles of some of them. And there's a Wilt Pertosio cover. So I guess they got all the guys around the 230s and 240s to do covers.
Look how we're not selling very well. Let's get the ones that go nuts on the cross hatching to do covers.
And this is Steve Lytle, who is all over Marvel Comics Presents covers. This is just really bad, replication artwork. Marvel Tales. This looks nothing like Rain is supposed to look like. Looks more like a wolf from Scooby-Doo. So anyway, some Mark colors for you. Mostly green, some purple, some blue. Very little red. Very little red. Who knows why? Who knows what? Well, thanks for coming with me. I figured I got some books, and I told people I wasn't finding anything, so I'd show them what I could find. And that's about it. Everybody out there, and Rob as well, have a good work week. And we'll see you all soon.
May it be short.
Yeah. And stay safe during the 4th.
Love you, bye. Don't blow your hand off. Rule 1, don't die, folks.